You're welcome. We are going to look at dashboard reporting. Now, dashboard reporting is more so applies to having information on one dashboard, on one hub. It's useful for, especially for top management, top level management, strategic level management. Strategic management needs to see the whole organization on one picture. So that's why the use of dashboards comes in so handy. I've created a dashboard, a sales dashboard. I've created it to apply to monitor sales probably for one department, but you could do a dashboard for human resource, you could do a dashboard for marketing, you could do a dashboard for the whole entire organization, so that each department is represented in a small peak. Now, a dashboard is still a report. Actually, you still follow the same process of creating a data source, a shared data source, because it works to pick data from a database. So you create a shared data source, which I created here. You know the process. Then after creating a data source, I came and created a report, a dashboard report. Now, in the process of creating a dashboard report, I came down and created the new data set. The way we do create a data set is by coming down and creating. So the data set that I created was relating to internet sales. Now, out of the internet sales, I singled out the sales amount, I singled out the tax amount, and I singled out the product costs as a means to analyze the extent to which the amount of a product exceeds its actual cost in relation to tax. So I have built a dashboard based on those parameters. I've not added any image. Of course, a dashboard you may have images, you may not have, but actually I have created the dashboard using what we call gauges. To get a gauge, you come down here, then you can actually place a gauge wherever you want. The moment you opt to place a gauge, you have a linear gauge, you have a radio gauge. So I actually used a set of radio gauges, and I would have used linear gauges had I liked, but I really opted for the radio gauges. Now, normally it will include adjusting the scale. I will come up to the scale and make it appropriatize it as per the scale of the sales amount. Then I'll also come and then get the sales amount here and place it right there. It's already there. Then come down to properties, scale it down. I could have wanted to say maybe I need average sales, and it will rather bring average sales, not sum. This time I opted for sum. So I adjusted the scale. I also adjusted the scale of this other gauge. I also adjusted the scale of this other gauge, and there's even a smaller gauge relates to this kind of radio pointer, but I've chosen not to use it. So basically, you have these adjustments made. You have the right data sets made, and by the way, these gauges are real time, as in if data changes from the database, this will be updated automatically. So you have your position being monitored on a very, very constant basis. So let's preview this and see what it comes up to. So you see, we do have a problem. You realize that this gauge is going way beyond. That's because we are I changed the formula from max to sum. So what we need to do is to get back right here, adjust the sales amount, put it back to maximum sales, because we are analyzing maximum sales. That's the parameter we gave, and you should be able to sort that out. Okay, so we see the maximum sales amount is around 3,500, and the tax on that comes to about $40, and the maximum production cost is slightly above 2000. So every time your data changes, every time these rates change, your gauge will still be monitoring. What I didn't show you is that I was able to to create some text boxes to add. I could color this. I could do lots of coloring for this, but I'm not a colors man. I could have wanted to expand these from 10 points probably to about 18 to make the structure look big, and let me try to make it a little better for you. Just a second. Try to bring this down a little bit and then give way for this. Snippets help us keep it in the line. Yep, adjust that so we can get more space for pricing, right? So let's preview this and see again. Maybe that's a little better. If you need, I can put a little color out of that and just play around with things. Just play around with things. Probably bluish color. Probably could do for me. You could color this as well. The same color. This as well. I'll leave it at the same font size. Okay. Color this as well. Keep it at the same font size. Let's preview and see. Yep, we have our gauge. There's a lot of formatting you could do out of that, but for now let's keep it at that. I hope you get the idea. So this could help you, and by the way, I could deploy this right away. Probably let's get in the properties, then we'll deploy it to a report server. I have a report server called HTTP, the web address where I want my report to be viewed by management. Localhost is the web address where I want my reports to be. Report server. Yep. Oh, property value is invalid. So I actually used the wrong. So let's say HTTP colony. That's localhost / report server. How about that? It does the same thing, right? Okay. Something's getting wrong here. Alright, so we need to deploy this. The challenge here was these slashes. Rather than have it like this, it's supposed to be like this. So you'll disclose the web address that you want, where your report server is found, and when you have that ready, you are able to deploy the whole report project. When you deploy the whole report project, it will take some good time to deploy, but eventually, so we can stop the video and alright, we have the deployment succeeded. You can see this message right here, deployment succeeded. So what we do thereafter is we'll get to our report server, the web address that we just typed. Get to see if you can browse the report from a web address. It could be a company address. It could be I could program it to be accessed from any website. Let's say localhost reports. Oh, sorry about that. HTTP localhost reports. Let's go see if this stuff is right there for management to see and browse and be able to monitor the performance of the organization in the sales department. And by the way, I say this could have been for marketing. We got our report dashboard right there. We open it and get to see what's coming up. Report is being generated from a website. You could be able to, if you have authenticated permission, you could be able to access the same report. There we have it. You can have the same report outside the organization. So there we have it. So you don't have to have SQL Server running on your computer. As long as the report is deployed very well, any external user can view it. There we have it, and this is real time, and you are able to have a big picture of your organization anytime you need it. Thank you, and bye for now.